I thought the worst thing that could happen in that meeting was getting fired. I had already rehearsed how I'd explain it to my 6-year-old son, how I'd pretend everything was fine while silently calculating which bills could wait. What I wasn't prepared for was my boss standing up, slamming her hand on the table, her voice cracking in front of everyone, and shouting words that froze time itself. "I love you, you idiot." In that moment, my life split cleanly into before and after, and I realized that sometimes the things we're most afraid of losing are the ones we never even realized we had. The first thing you should know about me is that I'm not clueless on purpose. I'm just tired. The kind of tired that seeps into your bones and makes every day feel like a carefully balanced stack of responsibilities, one wrong move away from collapse. I'm a single dad, and my world revolves around my son, Noah. Mornings start before the sun, with cereal bowls and mismatched socks, and nights end with whispered stories and promises that tomorrow will be better. Somewhere in between, I work. Hard. Relentlessly. Because I have to. When I got the job at the firm, it felt like a miracle. Stable income, decent hours, and a boss who, at least at first, seemed demanding but fair. Her name was Claire. She was sharp, driven, and intimidating in a way that made you want to do better just to earn a nod of approval. From day one, she pushed me harder than anyone else. More projects, tighter deadlines, higher expectations. I assumed it was because she saw potential in me, or maybe because she knew I wouldn't say no. Single dads don't get picky. Looking back, the hints were everywhere. The way she'd ask if Noah was feeling better after a cold, remembering details I'd mentioned only once. The way she'd insist on walking me out after late nights at the office, pretending it was about security. The way her voice softened when she talked to me alone, then snapped back into steel during meetings. But I didn't see it. Or maybe I didn't allow myself to. My life was a loop: work, home, repeat. Love wasn't part of the equation anymore. I had buried it with my grief, packed it away the day Noah's mother left this world and took a piece of me with her. Loving again felt like betrayal, like tempting fate to take something else from me. So when Claire lingered a little too long at my desk or found excuses to schedule one-on-one meetings, I chalked it up to management style. The tension built slowly, quietly. Deadlines stacked up. Pressure mounted. And then came the meeting. It was supposed to be routine. Quarterly reviews, performance metrics, the usual corporate dance. The conference room was full, the air heavy with expectation. Claire was unusually quiet, her jaw tight, her eyes flicking toward me more often than necessary. I thought I was in trouble. I braced myself. When my performance came up, she started listing everything I'd done wrong. Missed opportunities. Emotional distance. Lack of awareness. Each word felt like a blow, and I stared at the table, ashamed, confused. Then she stopped. The silence stretched. And suddenly, she stood up. Her voice wasn't sharp this time. It was raw. "Do you have any idea," she said, "how hard it is to care about someone who refuses to see it?" The room shifted uncomfortably. People exchanged glances. I opened my mouth to apologize, but she cut me off. "I've given you every hint I know how," she continued, tears shining in her eyes. "And you still don't get it. I love you. I love you, you idiot." The room exploded into whispers. My heart slammed against my ribs. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. All I could see was Claire, vulnerable, furious, and terrified, all because of me. I left the meeting in a daze, convinced my career was over and my life was about to implode. But that was only the beginning. I didn't sleep that night. Noah snored softly in the next room, blissfully unaware that his father's world had tilted off its axis. My mind replayed the meeting over and over, dissecting every word, every look. For the first time in years, I let myself ask a dangerous question: what if she meant it? The next day, I expected HR. A termination letter. Something. Instead, Claire asked me to meet her in her office. Alone. I almost didn't go. Fear is funny like that. It convinces you that avoiding pain is safer than facing truth. She looked different without an audience. Smaller. Tired. She apologized first. For the outburst. For putting me on the spot. But she didn't apologize for how she felt. She told me about her own loneliness, about how she'd watched me juggle work and fatherhood with quiet strength, how she admired the way I talked about Noah like he was the center of the universe. She told me she never meant to fall for me. It just happened. I told her the truth in return. About my wife. About the walls I'd built. About how I'd trained myself not to notice kindness because noticing it made it hurt more when it disappeared. I told her I wasn't blind, I was scared. We didn't rush into anything. Love, real love, isn't a sprint. It's a careful walk forward, checking the ground with every step. Claire met Noah. Slowly. Gently. She didn't try to replace anyone. She just showed up. For him. For me, there were challenges. Awkward conversations at work. Boundaries to redraw. Nights when guilt crept in and whispered that I didn't deserve happiness. But every time doubt rose, I thought about that meeting, about the courage it took for Claire to risk everything just to be honest. One evening, months later, Noah asked me if Claire was part of our family now. I looked at her, at the warmth in her eyes, at the patience in her smile, and realized something profound. Love doesn't erase loss. It honors it by continuing. I never got my boss's hints. Not because I didn't care, but because I'd forgotten how to hope. And sometimes, it takes someone brave enough to yell the truth in a crowded room to wake you up. The inspiring truth I learned is this: life doesn't wait for you to feel ready. Love doesn't always knock politely. And healing doesn't mean forgetting the past, it means allowing the future to exist alongside it. If you're listening to this and holding yourself back because you're afraid of losing again, remember this: the risk of love is real, but so is the cost of living without it.